Hooly to dooly, he's back. It's Ben from Torch Productions with another Torch Director's Cut. Today I'm going to be talking about filming in hospitals. What does it involve? Are there any sort of emergency procedures? Well, I'm going to tell you. You're going to find it all out. So without further ado, let's begin. I should mention that this was Maryborough Hospital in Maryborough, so that's that. Oh, starting off with a drone shot. Starting off strong. No, obviously, you know, if it's the video is kind of highlighting the regional aspect of, you know, Maryborough being a regional town. So I thought definitely I needed to show you that. So I got the drone up as far as I could, which I believe is 100 meters, I think, in Victoria. Don't quote me on that. I'll put it up on screen whether I'm correct or not. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite out there. You can see there's a lot of bushland around it. So, you know, I kind of needed to have that context of where it actually is. Music, country, absolutely, you know, suits the rural vibe. So don't be mistaken, I'm not talking, you know, Deliverance banjo. It's a nice little town.
I love the connections that people have to each other out here. I love the way the town operates.
Okay, so shooting in a hospital. During COVID time, had to run in, I had to show that I was COVID free. I had to do a test at home, send them a photo. When I got there, it was about a 4-hour drive, I think. I had to do another one at the door. So be wary of that if you're in hospitals, because it's still going on. You're still going to have to. So yeah, just be prepared for that. You really don't want any sickness at all, obviously, going in hospital. I had to use those special masks, not just the, you know, 1 ply. We're talking like 3 ply. So I had to wear all the special equipment. Other than that, I kind of had free reign of where I wanted to go. So it was pretty chill. They had a room set aside that was usually just like a patient chill out room. So there was no one around at that point. So we could just use that to store our gear in and do the interviews in. So as you'll see in a second.
How everybody knows everyone and the way they engage with each
Yeah,
other.
this room.
It's one of the friendliest hospitals I've ever worked in, and it is a genuinely welcoming town.
Okay, actually, I will mention in that room, the lighting in there was absolutely woeful. And it was kind of like overcast, but like bright overcast outside. So it was just kind of awful situation. So what we did, we closed the blinds, and to stop that, because it was a real harsh downlight where she just had horrible shadows under her eyes and stuff, just didn't look great. So we got our big light, which we call Big Bertha, and we put Bertha, no diffusion or anything, pointed it straight at the roof, bounced off the white roof, and just gave a soft light around everything. So it was just kind of, you know, nice even lighting, pretty stock standard.
And it is a genuinely welcoming town and environment to be in.
So we went to, she was a midwife, and we went, this video was for the new midwifery ward. So we went to someone who had a birth at the midwifery ward. So that was awesome. Got some footage of the baby, got some footage of her, you know, pretending to see them for the first time again. Like obviously before we shot, you know, I was just like, can we set up this shot where you like walk towards them and just like, why? Well, you know, it's trust me, you know, it's sort of, you got to set up scenes sometimes. And some people seem a little bewildered by that, which is kind of funny. But, you know, it works. I thought it worked anyway. You'll be the judge. Leave it in the comments.
The first time we met Rhiannon, both of us walking down the corridor and saying, God, I hope we get her as a midwife. I loved that. And we did. It wasn't really an option to go anywhere else, just, I guess, convenience. I was born here. Yeah, it was just a no-brainer.
Being a midwife to me has always been about connecting.
All
with
storytelling
women.
stuff.
I know
it's all
there
great.
are a lot of people that would assume that midwifery is all about baby work, but for me, the soul of midwifery for me is being with the woman and supporting.
Aha, the baby. So this shot, we're kind of in a bit of a rush here. You know, we had to kind of get in and out. Didn't realise that the television was still on, and then obviously slow motion TVs are going to flicker. So you'll see a little bit of that on the kid's face. I did try to annihilate some of it with flicker free, which kind of worked, but you know, you can still notice it. It's not ideal. It's not a game breaker either.
That person through her journey with her family. It's a real privilege to be invited into that space, especially in a town where people do know each other so well and, you know, the communities are so tight. To be invited to join that space with people and to develop a trusting rapport and relationship, it's a really privileged position to sit in.
That midwife follows the family and works with the family from the moment they book into it.
Said it before, say it again. Just get whoever you're filming to do whatever they do, wherever they do it. Obviously, going through this process, you get a lot of content, but the downside is, you know, you can't really set up for a good-looking shot. So it's kind of more like documentary-esque, I suppose. Like, obviously, the lighting in here is absolutely gross. Like, her skin looks green in here, you know, not great. But, you know, we got it.
Health Service.
So,
through the pregnancy.
and you got to remember, corporate videos like this, you know, the only people who are watching are people who are either going to hospital or who work at a hospital or who are coming to work at a hospital. So no one's really looking at, you know, there's no, you don't need Roger Deakins to shoot something like this. So, you know, it's more just telling the story, getting what you need to get and showing it in a decent way.
They're around to help them negotiate the journey through labour and birth and that transition into parenthood later. Here at Maryborough, one of the really fabulous things about our model is we're also around to 6 weeks postpartum, so post-birth, and we can support the family both in home and in the community. So midwifery continuity care, classically in the midwifery group practice model, has been shown to be the best option.
Once again, I just got them to set up for a fake birthing.
There's a culture of saying hi in the organisation that is also embedded in the community as a whole. The midwifery group practice model at Maryborough is firmly embedded in a collaborative framework. This is what keeps it innovative, also keeps it safe.
You speak to a lot of...
Obviously with a lot of other people, patients in the hospital, I had to be wary because, you know, you can't just go around filming anybody willy-nilly. So it was kind of just 90% staff that I could film. So, yeah, that was, you know, there was some difficult angles I had to get, you know, obviously stuff that wasn't ideal. That can be a problem that can run in when you're at restrictive kind of circumstances at some locations that you film at, is that you're not always going to get the shots that you want. You know, ideally I'd like to be making, you know, like this look like a film, but a lot of the environments and the circumstances you find yourself in, you just got to get the best that you can. You won't necessarily get what you want. So you just kind of got to accept that early on, get over it, and just get what you need.
The new parents, and they can say it's undescribable, but until you feel it, yeah, it's just incredible. The level of care that we received at Maryborough, being in a rural area, was just absolutely fantastic.
Classic transition into the end of the video. Bada bing, bada boom. They're happy. I'm reasonably happy. You know, it's just, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but you know, with restrictive environments like that, when it comes to filming, you can't always get. Whenever you're filming something, you have something so good in your head, and then when you get somewhere, it doesn't always live up to expectation. That's something you've got to be aware of. Not to say this is a bad video. Restrictive circumstances mean you have to make some sacrifices. Obviously, you know, they're nurses, they have work to do, they have jobs, and I'm encroaching on that time, so I have to accept that I can't just, you know, get 6 nurses together and you know, set up like a movie scene, you know, so ideally that's what I would have wanted to do, but you know, you can't. So anyway, that's another Torch Director's cut about shooting in hospitals. So really the only difference with shooting in a hospital was the fact that just staying out of people's way and wearing PPE and doing all the tests for you being sick at the start. Other than that, it was pretty chill, at least at this hospital anyway. If you have shot in a hospital before and you have any suggestions, did I leave anything out? What would you have done differently? Please leave it in the comments, like and subscribe. This has been another Torched Director's Cut. See you on the next one.